Hello, out there in football land. Today is November 3rd, 2019, and we are officially halfway through our 2019 NFL season, which means at this point, those teams who have been defeated and not undefeated can pretty much count their playoff hopes diminished. Teams like the Washington Redskins, the Atlanta Falcons, and the Cleveland Browns, just to name a couple, or should I say a few. But teams like the San Francisco 49ers, who are still sitting pretty 8-0 at the top of their division and undefeated, being the only NFC team that's undefeated, as well as the AFC team, New England Patriots, as usual, are undefeated. Now, my hopes are that those two will meet up at the Super Bowl if my Panthers don't make it, because how sweet would that be to have the backup, Garoppolo, who was Tom Brady's protege, face the awesome, for a lack of a better word, Tom Brady. That would definitely be a matchup. But we should see, because these San Francisco 49ers have not the easiest of schedules coming up, getting ready to face Green Bay and the New Orleans Saints, who are only 8-1 themselves. So we should see, because that game is going to be in New Orleans, and that will definitely determine the type of caliber the 49ers are, because the Saints pretty much should be undefeated, but they're not. Speaking of the Saints, let me put this petty plug in. Something you all have not ever seen. I'm a part of these NFC South trash talking groups. And for Halloween, I dressed as Cam Newton and pretty much slayed the role. Okay, I got funniest costume at my job. I had a lot of my friends share my posts, and they actually thought I nailed it. However, there were certain Saints fans that, because I expressed my concern, because I have friends that are Bucks, Falcons, and Panthers, that were basically like, these NFC South groups have basically become run by the New Orleans Saints. Like, no one else feels like they're comfortable enough to post in these groups, because Saints fans talk so negatively towards them beyond just normal trash talking. So everyone's pretty much like, just rename the group a Saints fan page and be done with it, and we'll leave the group. So I put that up there. And of course, some Saints fans were saying, my Carolina Pantherettes group is just a Twitter page. No. So if you're looking at this, please feel free to Google me. My group has close to 10,000 ladies worldwide. I am not just a Twitter page. Miss Kelly, whatever your last name was, something with an M, and some dude named Sheldon. But yeah, so that's my petty plug. I may have those occasionally, because sometimes, I know Michelle Obama says, when they go low, we go high. But for me, sometimes I have to get at least midway down to the ground. Not necessarily low, but I'm going to meet you so you can see me. Okay? Now, let me go through some little scores right here today. I have my little dog here. Lawson, come here. You want to be on the show? Lawson's a Panthers fan, of course. Today, let me just let you all know, the Tampa Bay Bucks dropped yet another one in the NFC South. They are now 2-6. They lost to the Seattle Seahawks in overtime, 40-34. So they fought, but they lost. And we know a loss is a loss. The Baltimore Ravens are playing the New England Patriots right now. And right now, they're leading 10-0. But the way we look at it, Tom Brady's just taking a break. We know he's a fourth quarter quarterback, and he will be back. So just look for them to remain undefeated at the conclusion of this game. I'll be shocked if they don't. The Atlanta Falcons had a bye on today. And I'll get back to them in just a moment, because there's a lot of talk about them. And I need to put some plugs in about the New England Patriots as well. The Panthers, of course, won today in Charlotte against the Tennessee Titans, 30-20. Now, I'm going to tell you about that game. The Panthers had a significant lead, like 24-0, and they allowed the second half to be a comeback session for the Titans, and it came within 10 points. Hey, get over here. Told you. Come here. You want to show it, Mommy? Come up here. All right. So, Lawson clearly wants to be on the show. Mommy's on her sports show. All right, we have the Philadelphia Eagles, who defeated the Chicago Bears. The Bears have just not been the same since Mitchell Trubisky's injury. 22-20, the Bears fall again. Khalil Mack, where are you? Defense, where are you? Where is this defensive Bears team that people were saying last year mimicked the 85 Chicago Bears, who we know were the Super Bowl Bears? The Pittsburgh Steelers edged by the Indianapolis Colts 26-24. And the Chargers electrocuted these Green Bay Packers today. 26-11, they got by Aaron Rodgers and company. And the Buffalo Bills got on past Washington Redskins once again. This time, 24-9. Now, tomorrow night's matchup proves to be interesting because it's going to be the NFC East matchup once again. It seems like these teams have played 3 times already, but I guess they haven't. The New York Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys. And someone got cleared today for New York, so it's supposed to be a great matchup. We shall see. Lawson, say hi to everyone. Lawson loves football, and he's happy to be on here. So anyway, Atlanta Falcons. So I live in Atlanta. Of course, they're in my division, so I'm not going to be a fan of theirs. However, they seem not to care at all. As a matter of fact, every blog that someone from the Falcons camp is putting out is saying the same thing. As you all know, Mohamed Sanu, I didn't even do a show last week or the week before that. Mohamed Sanu was traded to the New England Patriots. Mohamed Sanu is now a Patriot. I just don't know where to begin with this team. They got rid of Matt Bryant, who they re-signed after they unsigned him last year, like released him. He missed critical field goals during the last couple of games, and they released him. And they just hired a new kicker. I don't want to mess his name up, but we'll see how he works out. No one's heard of this guy before. I'm just speechless, honestly. I feel bad for that organization because it seems as if they have given up. Like I said, they're getting rid of key players. And Julio Jones himself had addressed the team last week in their loss. And it just, I can't make any sense of why they are not good this year. Everyone's supposed to be healthy, and yet they're still losing. So I'm not for sure what's going on. Atlanta Falcons, whew, good luck to you. Tampa Bay, you're pretty much looking like your old selves. And I'm sorry to my Bucks friends, but it is what it is. The Steelers, however, are beginning to look up. And believe it or not, speaking of the Steelers, Antonio Brown has now said he wants to come back to the league. And guess what? Play for the Steelers. I'll keep you all posted on that because, as we know, Antonio had grievances filed against the Raiders and the Patriots for not paying out his contract because, you know, the Patriots released him based on those sexual encounters. I don't even know what to call it. Inquiries. And they released him. But, and I don't even know if he got paid. But now he wants to come back to the league. And he wants to play for Mike Tomlin. So, we'll see. New England, I told you guys I'd mention them. Tom Brady and his trainer have both put up their houses for sale. And Tom has one more year, but he is planning on trying to go to LA, where it's warmer, for his final season. So, I don't know. I've heard it's 2 different places on 2 very reputable people. One was Adam Schefter. So where there's smoke, there's fire. I'll keep y'all posted on that. Miami Dolphins and these teams that I really don't mention a lot, they're pretty much playing the same. They're not the top of their division. The Jacksonville Jaguars, Oakland Raiders, who are now about to be moved to Vegas. The New Jersey Jets. Denver Broncos. I will say that Cam Newton did visit a foot specialist, and I'm mentioning that in retrospect for Denver because they appear to be interested in him, as is Chicago, in the event Trubisky goes down again. But Cam visited a foot specialist in Wisconsin this past week because he is still not well from his foot injury. He's not going to be requiring surgery, but he will be probably out for the remainder of the season. So we are holding it down with Kyle Allen, and we wish Cam all the best as he heals. And we don't want to lose him, though, that's for sure. But, you know, everybody needs to do what's best for them. I'll probably be back on here later on this week. Have to make a little run tomorrow and a few days out. Take a little quick vacation. But I just want to do a quick little input for the week because I haven't been on here in the last couple of weeks. Please hit me up with any questions, comments you want below, or hit us up at CarolinaPantherets@gmail.com, or go to our website, Carolina Pantherettes. Well, actually, the CarolinaPantherets.com, or just Google it, on our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and the World Wide Web. It's been a great addition. Have a fantabulous week. And good luck to all those teams. Say bye, Lassie. Say bye. Bye.